That was terrible.
That was crap. That was garbage. This place sucks.
Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday.
All right, Christopher, what do we have?
Hey. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Everybody good?
We're good. TJ,
Mike,
you good?
Mike, you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right. 10 seconds, we can't get
Watch
back.
the game. That's my favorite part of this segment.
I'm sorry.
I'm allowed to say that.
No, I want you to ask.
Guys, the Ravens are the only threat to knock off the Chiefs in the AFC.
That's crazy talk, man. Come on.
I watched the game last night. They got maybe the MVP of the league. They have an absolute closer in the diminisher, Rich. Reliable. Mark Andrews looks back. And I got to say, among the other teams there, they have a coaching edge in John Harbaugh.
Over Andy Reid?
No, I'm saying they're the threat to the Chiefs. I'm talking about over Sean McDermott.
They are
over
a threat.
Mike Tomlin.
They are
Jim Harbaugh.
There's no question they're a threat.
Yeah.
There's no question they're
They're
a threat.
the only threat.
They're not the only threat, and you know they're not the only threat. You know there's a threat in Western New York. You know there's a possible Western Pennsylvania threat. You know that it's entirely possible that a division opponent somehow shows up in their house and knocks them off in a divisional round game. That would be surprising. Or it's not a divisional round game because the Bills actually get the 1 seed, which is possible. All of what I just said is possible. Making a declarative statement such as this, a complete and total overreaction. Come on now. Really?
I watched the game last night, and I think who can beat them?
Back me up on this.
I don't know. Well, yeah.
You really think the Bills can't do it? That
yes.
Push comes to shove, the
Bills-
Steelers can't do it?
Here's
Have
the
we ever
deal,
seen the Bills
It's
do
like
it?
they haven't done it.
Have we ever seen the
playoffs.
Ravens do it? We haven't.
No, nobody's done it except for the Pats back in the day. So
And Burrow. That's it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about Joe.
That's the list.
I can't say they're the only threat, but they're the biggest.
They looked
threat.
great. They looked really good on Monday night. And the best part about it defensively is Roquan wasn't in there, and they held their own.
Yeah.
But maybe
He looked agitated the whole game too.
who Quan? Our friend? Yeah, I mean, he's agitated that
wanted
he's
to be
not
out
playing.
there,
I know
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I know. What else do you have over there, Chris?
All right, I look at the other side of the field last night, and the Chargers just aren't ready to be real playoff contenders.
What does that mean?
That means the Chargers aren't ready to be real playoff contenders.
Playoff contenders to make it?
To succeed in the postseason. They will make it, but they're no threat in the AFC at all. Herbert was doing Herbert things. He's missing guys.
Oh,
He's
he was
taking
also
sacks.
dude,
They're
he was-
dropping
he
balls.
was
Now
also
Dobbins is injured.
He was also throwing out routes to the right sideline from the left hash, dude. I mean, he's also doing Herbert things in that regard, too.
They didn't look good.
Well, I mean, Quentin Johnston dropping the football on a 3rd and 6 when they're down 7, forcing them to punt, and then they wind up giving up a big play to Justice Hill. Ended the game, to be honest with you. That was it.
Yeah, well, that's not going to fly in the
No, I know
postseason.
that stuff won't fly in the playoffs, but it's also something they haven't done in a month. So which one is it? And you're basically saying it's last night and it's not the month before. And I won't say that.
Yeah, because they hadn't played any real quarterbacks
No.
prior to the last couple weeks.
Am I not mistaken, or didn't you have as an overreaction Monday subject matter the Chargers are going to make it to the Final Four of the AFC recently?
I don't remember any of that. I'm
Okay.
focused on the overreaction in front of me.
Okay,
Yeah.
and I'll say this is an overreaction as well. Because I can't sit here and say the Monday night result means they can't have a January result that's surprising or shocking.
I
So
would
you're
be
saying-
shocked if they won a playoff game at this
So
point,
let's
based
just
on
say
how they looked last
the
night.
Chargers have to go into Pittsburgh.
Well, funny you should bring up Pittsburgh. Let's move on.
Okay,
The Steelers are only winning one more game and will miss the playoffs.
that's crazy talk, bro.
Wow.
You look at the game last week against Cleveland, and
Concerning, sure, yeah.
the Russ issues of Denver are starting to creep a little bit. They really don't have any reliable pass catchers. George Pickens makes the spectacular play, but there's no easy win and easy layup anywhere on the field offensively.
Everything you just-
and you look at the schedule coming
Yes.
up. I don't know how many of these games they actually win.
Okay, you just said one more game. They're only
think-
going to
I think they
one more
win
game.
one more game.
Okay, which means Cleveland either Cleveland sweeps them or Cincinnati sweeps them.
Yes, and then they lose the other 3, and suddenly they're out.
Which one do they win?
They might win one of the Cincinnati games.
And so then Cleveland comes into Pittsburgh and beats them. Jameis Winston's going to come in there.
I'm really worried about Pittsburgh right now.
I believe you have every right to wonder if Pittsburgh can succeed in the playoffs in the same way you have that doubt about the Chargers. But the Steelers are making it, pal.
I look at Philly, Baltimore, and Kansas City should beat them pretty easily.
So you're saying that the Steelers not only don't win the division, but they don't make the playoffs, and that means, like, say, Miami keeps winning, and Miami has a better record than the Steelers.
Right, suddenly
at the end of the
North
day.
only gets one team.
I don't know. I think they win at least 2 of the 3 Ohio games that they have, and they surprise by winning one of the games of Philadelphia, Baltimore, or Kansas City. That's the way I look at it.
Glass half full. Man.
I think they make the playoffs, but I'll call this clearly we're at odds here in overreaction.
If they're 10-7, they might lose a tiebreaker to someone.
I agree with you in the concern department.
I'm concerned.
I agree with you in the concern that things aren't as easy, that there's no layups that are right there. The running game could be a layup. Maybe a receiver. Pickens is a layup, and it hasn't been in a while. I get it. Yeah. But this is still an overreaction.
I'm concerned.
What else, Christopher?
I'm concerned. You know, it's funny. We watched the off-season Hard Knocks with the Giants. I was out here, maybe projecting a little bit that the Giants got a path to the playoffs this year. Maybe it's funny because Saquon is going to make the playoffs with the Eagles, and I think Daniel Jones is going to make the postseason as well this year.
Meaning he's going to sign with a team to make the playoffs this year.
He's going to be on a playoff team and might even have to contribute. You never know.
Not an overreaction at all. Not one at all. I'm sure the Raiders are knocking on his door right now to see what's up because they're going to need a bridge quarterback once they draft one, potentially. And I'm sure... Miami could be on the phone to him right now.
I think the team we saw last night, maybe Baltimore, should make a phone call.
No, I'm coming up with teams that are currently not in the playoff picture.
Oh, not in the playoff picture.
That's right. I'm nibbling around the edges of your overreaction theory. So I'm trying to see who else might be on the phone that is on the outside looking in. I don't know of one because Dallas ain't it. And it's not going to be Chicago either. So I would say that a team that's currently in a playoff position would be that team to sign him. And the Ravens would do well to do it, by the way. Very well to do it. And get him there and up to speed over the next 4 to 5 weeks so Josh Johnson doesn't have a Super Bowl hope placed in his hands. Could you imagine Daniel Jones is the one that would take become the Jeff Hostetler of the situation,
right?
The Nick Foles of the situation.
Chad Henne.
I don't think this is an overreaction.
Okay.
Which, by the way, would just only add to the East Rutherford drama.
DeVito may not even play on Thanksgiving. I think they might want.
Oh, is that right?
It'd be nice if they had Daniel Jones there, ready to play the Cowboys.
He's not 100%.
It might finally be Drew Luck.
Well, they can't be again, we'll talk about it later. Yeah. They cannot be non-competitive on the beachfront property of Thanksgiving Dallas. AT&T Stadium property. They just can't.
What if they bring Daniel Jones back? Can they bring him back after cutting? Okay.
What else?
That's
an overreaction.
I like what I'm seeing in Denver, guys. Bo Nix has been awesome. You can make a case he's a top 10 QB, not just a rookie. The Broncos are going to win a playoff game. They're going to go to the divisional round.
All right. I'll bite. That means Denver's got to go to Kansas City or Buffalo and win a playoff game.
Or maybe they're the 5 seed and they go to Houston.
5 seed's a tall order. Baltimore's in front of them. And Baltimore beat them, too.
I'm saying if Baltimore suddenly is the division leader.
Okay, let me see what Pittsburgh. Does Pittsburgh play Denver? Did Pittsburgh play Denver? They did not. They were at Denver and won it. So they got that one. They're not going to be the 5 seed. So they're a 6 seed going into the AFC North winner and winning that game. That one I doubt. And I also doubt them having the opportunity to go into Houston because they won't be the 5 seed. I don't think they're going to have a better record than Pittsburgh and Baltimore at the end of the day. So they'll have to go to Kansas City or Buffalo to win a playoff game. Can they do it? Sure. Is this an absolute where you are now not overreacting? No. So I'll overreact on that front too. You have every reason to be optimistic You
Like
have
what I'm
every
saying.
reason. You have every reason to think that Nix could be in, say, a Stroud spot, which
Yes.
is the rookie quarterback who gets to play in the divisional round weekend. I understand where you're coming from. I don't see the path to make that currently a declarative statement like the one you made.
All right.
So my decision stays a lack of a fool.
We're close. Are we over? Oh, no, you like the Daniel Jones.
I did like the Daniel Jones one.
All right.
I'm not off, am I? TJ?
I don't believe so.
Thank you. I'm phoning a friend over there.
Well, yeah, you're good on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, wow, you just went Alonzo Mourning on me right there. You shook your head and then you nodded. Okay, very good.
All right, a little college football here before we finish up. Overreaction Monday and a Tuesday. The committee, we're going to see the ranking show tonight, and obviously that means not a whole lot, but I think when it's all said and done, Indiana should not make the playoff.
Oh, man. This is...
I did some Googling, okay? I did some Googling, and I looked up their schedule.
Google me.
And I don't see a single
Yeah, I hear you.
ranked team.
I hear you.
And then I watched them play over the weekend, and they, let's see, they carry the one from
No, I
they
mean,
lost by
it's a tough
23. They
spot.
got absolutely blasted. It was a
yeah.
cute story. It carried us for a couple of months.
Be careful with the word cute. That
And,
makes it sound like you denigrate what they did,
And,
which is still
I don't
winning
need- I
every
don't need-
game in front of
I
them.
don't need to see Indiana anymore. It was nice, but it's over.
Their issue is that Penn State hasn't been eliminated. Like, to have them in as a fourth Big Ten team
Yeah. That's tough.
is a tall order, despite how well they played, up to the point of the middle of the second quarter in Columbus.
No, if it was a little closer on over the weekend, a case could be made,
I
but
hear you.
I didn't see enough.
I understand, and I will have to agree with you here. To say that 4 Big Ten teams make it, 1/3 of the college football playoff is one conference.
Right.
And
Especially when
part
you
of
know the
reason
SEC
why
is going to get 3, probably.
one would think.
Yeah.
So that's 7. Boise State will be 8. Notre Dame should be 9.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, that would be tall. I mean, well, and Big 12 is going to be 10,
Right. ACC 11.
11. So Indiana could still be the 12th. Or, it could still be. They still have a case.
You like them over Clemson? Or
Yeah. Yeah, I
you
do.
Oh, interesting.
I do.
Because it's Big Ten.
That is correct.
Right.
And I believe in the stoutness of Big Ten football. And what they did should have some merit. We'll see what happens tonight, though. But I think they'll be on the outside looking in tonight.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Oh.
Do you think we need one more?
Wow.
All right, we'll get one more.
Do we have one?
I really thought we were done. Guys, there are 365 days in a calendar year. Now, some of those days include your birthday, maybe you like Valentine's Day or New Year's.
Where's he going with this?
Or an
They do
anniversary.
include these days.
Wasn't there a leap year this year?
There was 366. Good job, Rich.
An extra day to be great this
Good
year.
job. Thanksgiving is hands down the single best day of the year.
Okay.
Out of every other single day.
I work on Thanksgiving, though.
I worked Thanksgiving for a long time as well. I'm talking it's better than your birthday. It's better than Christmas. It's better than the 4th of July and New Year's.
In
It's
theory.
better, Rich, it's better than Sunday at the Masters.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
It's better than the Super Bowl. Hey, even if you got married this year, Thanksgiving is still better than your wedding. Let's be honest.
I appreciate your love of Thanksgiving, but
There's people at your wedding you don't even like.
There's also
Thanksgiving, you're surrounded by your loved ones.
That's right. There's also Father's Day when you've got your multiple children who are equally your favorites giving you gifts and then letting you be. Like, that's literally one of the only days where I can be left alone.
Just want to be left alone.
That's right.
But
Thanksgiving, you can't be left alone.
But
And
is
usually
there football on Father's Day?
there's
No.
usually some
Oh,
people
no, there's
around
not.
you deep down don't want to have around.
No, there's not.
Better than Super Sunday?
With all due respect.
There's only one game
F
on
off.
Super Sunday.
With all due respect.
There's 3 games on
Okay.
Thursday. You know
I'll
what I
call
mean?
that an overreaction.
I'm with you, Rich.
But I understand what you're saying.
Thank you.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.